the time has come,
the walrus said.
Alright, back at the PS1 yet again. We're gonna see this intro a lot this year, I think. Hey, who could complain about that? I mean, it's iconic. And speaking of iconic intros, it's time, baby. Yes! Naughty Dog. One of the earliest forays of theirs I can really think of. Here we are. Crash Bandicoot. Trademark. Kind of the Sony answer to Mario and Sonic, even though this is made by Naughty Dog and not Sony themselves. It's still the flagship platformer for the PlayStation 1, no one can deny that. And actually, we have a bit of story. Hold on, we gotta see this intro here.
But Dr. Cortex, we have not determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex!
But Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
Failure again. Capture him!
Uh-oh.
Prepare the female bandit.
Alright, that's your story. So yeah, there's an evil scientist, he's got a lab assistant, and they're experimenting on animals to try and make a commander to lead an evil army, I guess, to take over the world. Pretty simple stuff, but we're one of those failed lab experiments, and now we gotta go stop the mad scientist. There you go, that's your story. Also, there's a damsel in distress, I guess. It's not really important. Alright, let's just get started. You'll see a lot of similarities to Mario and Sonic, because it's kind of trying to emulate that same success, and I think it does so very well in a lot of ways. In some ways, this game has aged kind of poorly, and we'll cover those as well, but for the most part, there's still a solid entry in the PlayStation lineup, which there's a lot of solid entries. Let's make that very clear. I know we played Mythology Sub-Zero earlier. There are so many great games on the PlayStation 1. Let's start out with the first level here in Sanity Beach. We're in kind of this Mario World-esque overworld here, where we have a level select as we go along. We do have load times because we're on a disc after all, and they're especially long in the original PlayStation 1, but not as bad as some other games. You know, I think they utilize the console very well. And I love that little intro animation because it shows you that Crash has the ability to spin. If we hit the square button, he does a little spin attack, and that's kind of like a close proximity attack, very similar to how Mario attacks with the cape. And otherwise, of course, we can jump on enemies and jump on these boxes. These boxes are just like the blocks in Mario, where they have little icons to show you what might be in them, or their design changes, depending on how they function. Like these ones with the line sides, you have to jump on 10 times in order to break fully, and you get 10 fruit for it. Otherwise, the last major important mechanic is Aku Aku. He is our hit points, basically. We pick him up, we have an extra hit point. We pick him up again, we have another extra hit point. We pick him up a third time, well, I guess you'll see. But otherwise, it's a pretty self-explanatory platformer. This is one of the rare cases where I think having a D-pad is better for a 3D platformer. Oh, whoops, there goes Aku Aku. That's a shame. But yeah, having a D-pad is much better for a 3D platformer like this, because Crash's movement is very precise and very perfect. I think the controls in this game still are honestly pretty great, even if it's very simplistic. Okay, it's just getting all those fruit. That's very satisfying. Got a checkpoint to that box there. We now have 2 Aku Aku, so we have an extra hit point if we need. Oh, the music is great. The Wampa fruit we've been picking up, by the way, are basically like coins where we get 100, we get an extra life. Nothing more to them than that. Coins or rings, I suppose I could say as well. Because this game did take a lot of inspiration from both Mario and Sonic. In fact, I believe the working title for this entry was Sonic's Ass Game, just because they knew their camera would be behind the main character here. But as we jump here, grab that last box, and we head into the exit. Crash celebrates, and we're teleported out. Very nice. Oh, but we missed, 10 boxes, and they dropped them very rudely on Crash's head. This is probably the weakest mechanic of the original Crash Bandicoot, which has been litigated in both its sequels as well as its remake on modern consoles, is that 100%ing this game is rough. I'm going to replay Insanity Beach one more time, and I'm going to kind of explain why 100% completion is such a problem in this game. So to make things very simple, I should explain that in order to get 100%, you need to break all the boxes and all the stages in order to get the gem at the end. Also, hey, look at that. Because they don't want us getting too many hit points, if we get a third Aku Aku, we just get some temporary invincibility. Classic, every platformer's gotta have it somehow. But then it goes back down to just 2 hits. When you revisit an old level, though, with already level 2 Aku Aku, you're gonna be getting a lot of invincibility, though. You'll see that much. No, but it means we have to break every box, which does mean, unfortunately, there's going to be a bit of backtracking here and there, because you'll notice at this moment coming up past those boxes, there's a forked path. There are boxes on both ends, so we have to literally go backwards against the camera to get some of the boxes. That's problem number one. Problem number two, you know, I'm going to get these boxes, and then I'm going to turn around and walk backwards, which is really awkward. But yeah, problem number two is that if at any point we get a checkpoint and then we die, we can no longer get all the boxes because the boxes behind us have respawned, and so that run is essentially dead. If you die before getting a checkpoint, you're fine. Not a big deal. But we have to be very careful not to die here, so I'm going to be focusing on getting these boxes very carefully. Oh, shit! So now, yeah, because of that, we have to pause and hit select, exit out, and try the level all over again from the beginning in order to actually try and 100% it. Also, we didn't get to save for beating that stage. We will get the chance to save if we get all the boxes and get the box gem. Why the hell did they do this? Why didn't they just let you save after you beat each stage? Super Mario World only lets you save at the end of every castle, but at least that's, you know, that lets you know when and where you can save. And also that game is 6 years older than this. Surely we've evolved past the primitive save systems of the SNES at this point. I mean, Sonic 3 and Knuckles just saved at the end of every zone. What's so unreasonable about that? I don't know. It's a personal gripe of mine with the original Crash, and don't worry, there is something that litigates it we'll be getting to later this part. But yeah, yet again, the sequels handle this much better, and the remake, I believe, although I haven't played the remake myself, so I can't guarantee it. There we go, made it across just fine. Just that last box left over here. And voila. So okay, now when you make it to the end of the stage, they're like, hey, you did it, you got all the boxes. Crash makes that face, and then we get the box gem there. So because we got that gem, we can save here. Hold on, I gotta... Should I just save over Mythology Sub-Zero? I kind of want to, but I won't. So 100% is a pretty major issue between having to redo the whole stage if you die, having to get all the boxes on even on forked paths, and one other pretty annoying mechanic that we'll come across later on. But, you know, you do what I do, and you just ignore 100%, and this game is so much better at that point. Because then it's just a fun little platformer you run through, there's some memorable stages, the music is fantastic. In fact, I kind of interrupted the stage's theme with the invincibility music, but I really like the stage's music, so whenever we get to hear that properly, that'll be nice. Here we go. Oh, here's invincibility again. Alright, we're going to be running through this with invincibility most of the way. By the way, a little bit ago I picked up a little emblem that resembled Tawna, the character that looked like the mad scientist was experimenting on. She's got some emblems along the stage. Also, there's a green gem there we can't quite interact with. That's interesting, isn't it? Well, the Tawna emblems are, thankfully, a very redeeming factor in this game in that they're also a way to save. We collect all of those in the stage, we get to play a little bonus game and then save. So, I wouldn't worry as much then about having to collect all the boxes. Although it looks like... Oh, whoops. We did get all those TNT crates to explode. Good, good. Get that extra life, get those fruit. And is this our last Tawna? It sure is. So we got all 3 of them. The bonus round. I like the bonus rounds. You know, they're a fun way to get extra fruit. Or mess up like I just did there. Lots of extra lives. This game is very generous. And look at that. Tawna saves the game for you. So... Again, I would not recommend worrying at all about 100% completion. There's 26 gems total. They're not worth it. Take it from me, they're not worth it. Especially not in the original version of the game here. Maybe if you're playing the remake. Otherwise, yeah. Because we made it to the end of the stage, we didn't die, we got every box we saw in our path. Surely, that's 100%, that's an easy clear gem. Hey, level 2, we went smoothly. No, we missed 3 boxes. What? So, a little earlier on in the stage, there was that green thing on the ground we couldn't do anything with? That's the green gem. We don't collect the green gem until way later in the game. I'm talking way later. But we need it in order to use it there and get all the boxes. It's the same with this stage, the Great Gate. There's a color gem section where they're like, hey, if you come back with the orange gem, then you can get some more boxes. Which means it's impossible to 100% this or the last stage, or many other stages, without coming back to them later. So, you know what? In my eyes, getting all the box gems is intended for post-game, not for your original playthrough, by any means. I still like breaking boxes just because it's satisfying, you know, they're in your way. You get rewards, and of course the Tawna emblems are in them, which are very important to grab as you go. But don't go for 100% completion. I don't even think the developers want you to until the subsequent playthrough, like I said. And still kind of just reading the room on that, I'm going to say I'm not going to 100% complete this game, but I will in maybe an extra part or a live stream. Whatever you guys prefer, let me know. Oh, whoops. Maybe both. Maybe I'll do a live stream and then condense it into an extra part. We'll see. Because then I can also talk about some of the other stuff in an extra part. Whoops, I was supposed to jump on that guy. Got our second Tana icon. These gate stages here are very 2D, which, you know, Crash in general is a lot more 2D than you'd expect from a platformer of this era, but it works pretty well. Works very naturally, you know, how you go from 3D to 2D sections with Crash. Oh, watch out for the fire there. Alright. Oh, there's our third Tana icon, alrighty. How is Tana here in these bonus games that we're playing around in, and yet we're also trying to rescue her from the mad scientist whose name is, whoops, whose name is Dr. Cortex, by the way? I don't know. Oh, yep, this is the section, it wasn't the orange gym, it was the yellow gym. Which again, we don't get till way later on, so you're gonna miss some boxes no matter what. So don't even try, that's my advice. 9 boxes, I don't care. I don't need those boxes. You don't need those boxes. You're Crash Bandicoot, baby. You're the coolest Bandicoot in the side of, the Wumpa Islands? I think that's where we are, yeah. Boulders! I love the level names. The level names are great. Here we are. And it appears the camera is urging us to go this way, as indicated by those Wumpa fruit pointing us down here. I kind of like that bit of introduction there. Because we're running away from a boulder, Indiana Jones style, wow. Alrighty, yeah. So this is a fun little stage. We can get all the boxes here. There is a kind of odd glitch where you have to get the boxes. The boulder, even if it looks like it's breaking them, they don't count to your total. But hey, we can get the clear gem here if we try hard enough for it. I mean, there's no Tana icon in this stage, sadly. There aren't in every stage. So this is what we'd have to do. Oh, whoops, never mind. I died after the checkpoint, so all those boxes before are moot, and we can no longer get 100% on this. Oh, the music is so good here. This did come out after Mario 64, which definitely reinvented the kind of 3D platformer and the Mario franchise for the time being. But I think there's still a place for games like this that are just fun, linear adventures. Whoops, I'm jumping way too soon. Yeah, there's still a place for fun, linear adventures like this. And like there would be a few others on PlayStation 1, like Croc. I've played the first Croc, not the second one. But I have used Croc's music a lot on my channel. There we are, made it to the end. Damn. So yeah, Crash going like, phew. That means he died after the checkpoint and he can no longer get the box gem. That's just a little visual indication so you know. But also the fact that it takes us back to the map and not to the little screen where he's like, here's all the boxes you missed. Or you got all the boxes, that sort of thing. Upstream. Oh, I love the music here. Oh, I'm ready. Yes. Oh, come on, Aku Aku. Let's go. This is a fun little platforming stage. Very top-down, you'll notice. You gotta give credit, and it's stages like this that make you appreciate just how well they manage the entire environment. I mean, they didn't have to add those little butterflies going around. They don't affect us at all. They didn't have to show the river running downstream with those little wavy lines in it. But they did, and it looks beautiful. It still looks beautiful even now. Despite this game being super old. I mean, what is this, 96, 97? Something like that. Oh. Alright, get out of there. Another Tana icon. Why did I jump? See, look, there's different butterflies. There's a red one, there's a black and yellow one. There's a dragonfly. They did so much to make this environment come to life. You gotta appreciate the developers for that much. There's a lot of 2D games that do this sort of thing too, but the fact that they continue to do that in the 3D era, when it seemed like a lot of developers are just learning, okay, I guess I can make models, and I guess I can put them in an open space. The developers at Naughty Dog certainly seem to know how to make a very alive environment. I don't know, actually, if the boxes in the bonus stage count towards the overall total. I mean, I imagine you'd get them all anyway, though, because you need break boxes to get the Tana icons. But we're not worrying about 100% boxes, so... Stop it. In fact, we've only gotten one so far. I feel like it would make a better live stream if we got all of them in one live stream, right? Or at least most of them. Oh, whoops. Oh, hey, at least the Tana stage acts as a bit of a checkpoint there. Once you get all 3 of them, that is, and you complete the bonus game. I don't know if it acts as a checkpoint if you died. I don't think it does. And by that I mean if you died in the bonus game. I don't know, Crash experts, let me know in the comments. Tell me how bad I am at this game. Oh, you know what? It's time for our first boss, Papu Papu. This guy's pretty easy. He's this little guy with a stick here. Oh, they give us a double Aku Aku. That's interesting. But anyway, all he does is he slams the stick down and then he spins it around in a circle. trying to hit us with a little sweepy maneuver. Like so. All we gotta do is jump on his head a few times, which is pretty easy. Yeah. I love Crash's yeehaw. It's so great.